Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Today I have a very special guest, Dybala, here on the channel as a first-time guest. As you can see, a ton of well-plays are already coming right out of Dybala. Lots of emotes. He is a very vocal player. And the opponent is actually going to drop a ton of spam, and oh my, that's actually going to be two huge wall breaker connections in the right. Dybala is giving a ton of Goblin laughs as well. He's obviously not amused by this, and oh, he actually logs and gives up. Okay, that is kind of awkward. Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Let's try that one again. Today, I have Dybala, as mentioned, here on the channel. He is a very notorious man in the Clash Royale community. If you are part of the Clash Royale community like myself, there is a high chance that you've heard of this guy, or if you just, keep up with Twitter, you've probably heard of him at some point over the last few years. I'd say he's one of the more well-known people, whether for good or bad, in the community. But he's actually a pretty decent player as well. He is pretty consistently like top 200-ish on ladder throughout the mid-season of most ladder seasons, and he has a top 100 ladder finish, and he did just get his global tournament emote a couple of seasons ago, which was one of his biggest nightmares the whole time he was playing the game. It was actually quite a big meme where he was not able to get a global tournament emote. People would call him, no emote Bala, stuff like that, and it was a big topic of contention for him, but now he's finally gotten his redemption arc, and today I'm very happy to get him on, as he is a very well-known player. He's already laughing. I would say he is probably one of the biggest BMers, if not the biggest BMer in the entire Clash Royale community, so this is going to be very entertaining. And some context for you guys. So 4 days ago, Dybala did tweet that he was, quote-unquote, done with this game, and it was, a pretty emotional tweet. He was obviously upset. He tilted quite a bit, but in further news, less than 24 hours after he made that post, he was spotted playing ladder once again, and he returned. Then subsequently he did make a tweet where he said he may have overreacted a little bit, and he pushed all the way back up to top 200 in the world. So he is back, and better than ever, I guess. And I decided, it's actually, I always just kind of watch him. For the last few years, I've actually just kind of enjoyed watching him. He's one of my most enjoyable players to watch, if you ask me, because he emotes so much. He literally BMs all the time. He gets very emotional and emotionally invested in his games, and sometimes it's a good thing. He actually is very dedicated and committed to the point where he actually has a lot invested in the game, and so he's more tempted to play better, I guess, or I guess more motivated to play better. So yeah, we're going to be getting him on. He's playing a mix of minor poison control, pretty much the best deck in the entire meta right now, as well as some log bait, because he is also a log bait player. He gives a sarcastic well play to the opponent right here, as he does have to poison on defense, and he's not back to tap, so that's going to be one balloon hit on the tower, as he is obviously unhappy about that balloon hit, with lots of king laughs and goblin laughs coming down as a result of that. But I'm not sure how he's going to handle this matchup. I feel like it's not too bad. He does have the Little Prince and the Tesla, so pretty decent air defense coming out. And hopefully this is just going to be, a fun, entertaining video. Again, I just kind of wanted to get him on the channel because I just always enjoy watching him, and I decided it actually would be a fun video idea to just spectate Dybala for a while and let you guys have an insight into the mind of Dybala as he plays Clash Royale. And he actually is, on top ladder right now, top 1,000, top 500 even, so it's not like this is just some random mid-ladder gameplay. This is actually high ladder. So yeah, we do see a fireball from the opponent, and this is the Pompeo deck, which is actually really rare, I'd say, so kind of interesting and kind of impressive, I guess, because again, this deck is not really popular. Great catch on the minor with the goblins by Dybala, as he does have to let the opponent know that he did play well. He gives the well played, and that should be no death bomb on the tower. Little fun fact for you guys as well, I actually used to kind of have beef with Dybala. I didn't really like him. I back in the day, when I was serving the military, I had quite a few, ops, as you would call it, in the community. I was just quite a bit more immature than I am today, and I would just, get into arguments with people that I didn't like, and kind of get into heated situations. And so Dybala was one of those people, because he was always kind of toxic, and he joined my server. He was breaking some rules. I really didn't like him. I ended up blocking him and banning him from my server, blocking him on everything, and that was the thing for a while. I just did not like him. Then after quite a while, I decided, I'm taking another look at everything, and I don't really want to have too many people that I have blocked. I don't really want to be negative, and I'd rather just kind of forgive and forget, I guess. So I would say that, even though he broke rules and whatever, he was always kind of looking for a second chance, and I decided, I'll just give it to him, and he actually is a pretty chill dude. Like, I actually am pretty good friends with him now, I'd say. Have talked to him for years. And yeah, I've known him. He's a pretty good friend of mine. So we might meet up one day if I ever go to Italy or he comes to Singapore. But lots of spam, minor poison spam on the tower, and lots of emote spam in tow by Dybala, as he's going to get the win against Pompeo for the first win of the video. So very nice stuff. Alright guys, into the next match against Checkmate, and Dybala is pretty much top 500 in the world. As you saw, he's like 5-1-3 after that win. So 3M almost first play by the opponent here, as we do see a Miner to snipe, I don't know why I said it like that, Miner to snipe the Musketeer in the right, and Poison to take out the Musketeers in the left. That should pretty much do it. Yeah, one's going to survive on like 1 HP. That's really no big deal. That's just going to die to a tower hit. The opponent is actually going to end up protecting this Musketeer. Does just log the Musketeer off, does Dybala, and he's getting back to Little Prince, Knight, and then I think he's back to Ice Spirit as well, if not mistaken. Yeah, he is. Actually, really nice defense. He does give the sarcastic well played to the opponent, and the GT emote, I will join him and GT emote along with him. And yeah, like, when he's really tilted, he tends to emote a lot. That's again why I just find it so entertaining to watch this guy, because he likes to emote quite a bit. Nice LP ability, gonna take out the battle ram and help on the Barbs. I believe this should not warrant any further response from Dybala's side, as the Barbs do cross the bridge. And 3M should be a pretty good matchup for this deck. Again, this deck is essentially the best deck in the meta. I would genuinely say that. And oh, great play by Dybala. This is a common play in Miner Poison, where you pretend and juke out that you're going to miner the pump, then you actually just miner the tower. They predict something on the miner, protecting the pump, and you can just get a lot of poison value on whatever they played, as well as the pump. So pretty good stuff there. Pretty much dead even on Elixir. Tesla will pretty much clear all of this up, and the opponent does have to miner to protect this Minion Horde. Still not really going to work out though, because Dybala can just get another LP down, and really nice defense. Plus he actually has an LP counter pushing now, so he can go like miner maybe. He is actually giving the hog think emote, like, I guess he's trying to tell the opponent like, what are you doing? I'll give some hog thinks of my own, maybe just join Dybala with the BM. You know, when you're spectating someone like this, you gotta get in on the action as a spectator. It's just kind of a thing. And oh, great log, actually clips 5 of the goblins, as Dybala does wish the opponent good luck. I have a feeling he does not actually want the opponent to be lucky. He's just making a statement, and he is giving more global tournament emotes and thanking him for the current situation. Lots of damage pouring in. That was a great log, actually. Like, it hit 5 out of the 6 in the goblin gang. That was crazy. So 3M does come down. I think Dybala will LP the left and poison on the right, or yeah, probably get back to a poison. Yep. And that should pretty much full counter the Musketeers. He actually could also not. Yeah, that is what he does though, and then just Tesla the middle. Pretty good stuff. He might take a few Musketeer hits in the right, but pretty much perfectly defended, honestly. I would say that is a totally acceptable defense, and pretty much no damage taken, honestly. So really nice stuff. He's not even down too much elixir either, and he is definitely letting the opponent know that he is happy with the situation. More global tournament emotes are coming out, as he does miner on the pump this time. Opponent messes up the goblin gang protection, and still going to get everything poisoned off, so that's pretty much going to be a negative trade. The opponent spent 9, Dybala spent 7, and he got, I think, 1 of the pump, or was it 2? Either way, pretty much an even trade, but Dybala got free damage in the right. Evo Knight is now in action for Dybala in the left, and goblins will pretty much full defend that ram, although arrows come down by the opponent. I don't know if he revealed that at this point yet, but that's going to be a bit of a surprise. That being said, this is a pretty big counter push, actually. Evo Knight plus LP. Gang does come down predicting the miner, but Dybala waits on it and goes for a late miner. Going to be pretty nice miner, actually. Ice Spirit Goblins to just stall out this Minion Horde. And we can see an LP or a Tesla. We actually don't even need to, honestly. Tower damage is a resource. Dybala doesn't need to overcommit to these minions because he can definitely afford to just take some damage in the left. And just rinse and repeat, you know. Pretty clean stuff, pretty decent matchup again. And pretty much just has to survive triple now, so looking like another nice win for Dybala right here, which should put him in the top 500. Opponent does pump, but will Dybala even poison? He does, although I don't even know if he needed to. I guess there's no harm in doing so. He does have an LP on the board, which means 3-card cycle is in effect, and he's actually already like 1 card away now from a poison. Yeah, he's already back, actually. So really easy stuff, as he does get an Evo Knight hit in the left as well, joined by a miner, just going to town on that left tower. And there's pretty much nothing the opponent can do. Dybala is letting the opponent know that he messed up. Well played. Skeleton cry. And there's literally just no recourse for the opponent right now. Pretty much nothing he can do at all. And so that is essentially going to be another nice win. I will join Dybala giving the crying emojis and help harness the power of BM and psychological warfare. And yeah, Dybala, you do not want to mess with him when he's angry. He's going to BM the living hell out of you and let you know that you lost the game. So he's still going. He's actually still going. And he ends with the Goblin cry emote. Alright guys, into the next match against this guy, and Dybala did switch to log bait, so I'm glad I was able to catch a log bait match. Goblin Giant comes down. Dybala did have to rocket the pump earlier. I joined this match a little bit late, but we can infer that's what happened. Based on the cards played, we are going to have to see goblins, I think, on this Goblin Giant. Yeah, we do. And then maybe like a princess or an ice spirit for the minions. And will he take a Sparky hit to the face? He will not. Great. Oh, he will. Oh my god, okay. That's bad. Dybala is obviously not happy about that. Very vocal about taking that. He gives the clown emoji. So I would say if we had to rank Dybala's favorite emotes, I would say Goblin Laugh is probably first, King Laugh second, Skeleton Cry third, and then this Clown one is fourth. Maybe the CRL emote as well is up there. And of course Global Tournament emote is actually probably number one over everything else, because that was like his lifelong goal, and he finally was able to accomplish it after so much struggle, after so much hatred from the community not believing in him. Are going to have to see a rocket on that pump. And Ice Spirit Goblin is pretty good pressure. Going to force the Barbs out. That is definitely a good trade. Still gets 2 Goblin stabs on the tower as well for his efforts. So a nice little +2 while getting tower damage. Opponent can just arrows off the princess, but Dybala can easily just log all of that, and that's actually going to full defend the Barbs. Going to have to cheer for Dybala for that one. And I think this is a pretty decent matchup for him. The only real issue in this matchup is the fact that the opponent has a pump. But I think now that Dybala made it to double, he should be totally fine. Again, he is a log bait main. Like, I think he can pretty much play any cycle deck pretty well. He actually did get his best finish with Queen Bow, I believe. Like Queen Bow, Rocket, Cannon. But he is like a log bait main and other cycle decks, you know, like Minor Poison we saw him playing earlier. And just a pretty versatile cycle player, I'd say. Opponent actually does take the lead. Dybala gives him the well-played. I can only assume that's sarcastic. And actually perfect defense by the opponent there. That was actually kind of impressive, taking no goblin stabs at all from that barrel. We are going to have to see a cannon, maybe a rocket on that Sparky as well, or maybe not, because the Evo Knight is going to do a pretty good job. We see another barrel going to force out the arrows, actually force out the Evo Barbs, but that's still going to be like 2 stabs, yeah. 3 stabs, oh, that's good game, that's rocket log range actually, so that is it. Dybala is BMing the opponent, and he's letting him know the opponent is in shock. Wows come down, but nice log bait win by Dybala for the next match. Alright guys, into our match against this guy. Dybala's 1 off 2700 now. He's actually getting really high on ladder, like genuinely high on ladder. And let's see if he can make some magic happen here. Bowler, Barb Barrel, as the Goblin Barrel comes down, gonna get some stabs there. And Knight for the Bowler. So Knight, Bowler, Barb Barrel looking like Electro Giant. Could also be Lumberloon, or I guess in the case of Evo Knight, Knight does replace Lumberjack, but that is a very rare deck. Like, I really don't see that much. Maybe in global tournaments more so than ladder. But yeah, I don't see that too often. NATO comes down, good attempt by the opponent, but kind of a failure in execution because Princess still stays alive, and Dybala is letting him know about that misplay. Like, what were you thinking? What were you doing with the Hog Think emote? So, looking like E-Giant, I don't know how Dybala feels about this matchup. I would say if he had a Mighty Miner, it might be more tricky, because obviously Mighty Miner sucks against E-Giant. But Dybala does have a Knight, which is good against both the Bowler and the E-Giant, as well as a Cannon, which is amazing against E-Giant as well, especially Lightning. He gives a well-played, pretty good Bowler attempt by the opponent. That is so annoying to deal with, you know, Bowler at the bridge. It's basically a Magic Archer on discount, but Dybala does control with the cannon very nicely, not allowing for too much splash to come down. Princess Bridge going to get quite a few hits as well, but now he does have this counter push to contend with. Nice Goblins. I believe he's like 1 off a cannon. Goes for the barrel and then cannon, and oh, misses the cannon. If that pulled the E-Giant, that would have been like a flawless sequence, but because he missed, he's actually going to take a lot of damage back. That was a great barrel by Dybala to cycle back to his cannon, and also pressure while defending, knowing the opponent was low on elixir. Still though, Princess Bridge again, going to be 2 hits I believe, unless the opponent reacted fast enough. He did, okay, so 1 hit. Still though, nice lead by Dybala. Honestly, didn't take too much damage, as you can see. Cannon is still a great defensive card, and even though the E-Giant bypassed and went to the tower, that still defended the E-Giant relatively well. So, Pre-cannon by Dybala. I think we'll see some princesses in the opposite lane on defense here, and probably no pre-cycled knights for the most part. Like, you'll notice in this matchup, and even with Expo, I'm an Expo player, when I play against E-Giant like this, I usually refrain from going knight the back, just because they can always get some kind of weird, annoying bowler NATO on tower. You never want that to happen. Ice Spirit Goblin's great play. As you can see, the Ice Spirit does freeze the E-Giant, preventing it from getting any of that stun. Unfortunately, cannon does not hit that LP. I feel like it looked like it was able to, but it wasn't. But still, honestly, this looks like an okay matchup for Dybala. I mean, Princess gets a lot of value. The opponent can't really kill it. He can outcycle Barb Barrel with the Goblin Barrels, and then is going to force out, like, NATOs on defense. And also, Cannon, again, is a big MVP of this match. We could even see a Rocket on defense in the right here. I would not be surprised if we saw one, because, yeah, that's a lot of value. Bowler plus E-Giant, definitely going to take that. And then just Bowler, or rather Log, that's going to kill the Bowler. So I guess Rocket Log kills the Bowler. And then LP Knight coming down. Ability does come down, but tower's already on the LP. This is looking really good for Dybala. And notice, guys, he's gone... Oh, right as I was about to say, I was going to say he's gone kind of silent. No emotes. He does give the thanks, though, letting the opponent know that he is very grateful. And, I guess he proved me wrong. Commentator's curse. That E-Giant is kind of sus, because, I mean, the cannon... Great Ice Spirit as well by Dybala, protecting the cannon against the LP. And now he goes in again, and the opponent's in a world of trouble. Takes another Goblin stab. New cannon is back in business. Princess still alive, and Dybala's back to a second Princess to replace this one as soon as she dies. Like, this just looks really bad for the opponent here, and Dybala's letting the opponent have it. Well played. Thanks. Good luck coming out. I don't know if I saw good luck, but I can only imagine. Anyways, Bowler coming down. Might see a Knight for that, or actually Goblins is a smarter play because he wants a Knight for the LP plus E-Giant. Actually, nice Rocket, because the LP was already locked onto the cannon, so even if he went for a Knight, it would not have actually helped defend against the LP taking out the cannon. So nice decision making by Dybala there. Bowler NATO attempt coming down by the opponent, but it does mess up, and Dybala giving the sarcastic well played to go with that. Rocket cycle comes down. Gonna need one more Rocket to win the game, and I think he's going to be able to get it, guys. Very nice win. Not even close, actually. I also saw Riley kind of destroyed Nexus or Akaza in this matchup, so I think it's decent for Logbait, but that doesn't mean Dybala played badly. He definitely still played pretty well, and props to him. That's going to be 2,700. Alright, guys. Dybala has unfortunately tilted quite a bit, and he is back to Minor now against this guy, OAC Yoko. Looking like Splashyard, Tombstone Ice Wiz. You don't really see anything except for Splashyard with that card combination, so looks like that's what we're going to be in for in this match. And Dybala is already giving a ton of emotes. You can see when he's like more tilted, he tends to emote quite a lot more, so he is quite upset, of course, at the matchup as well. I feel like this matchup is not great for Minor. It's definitely not like impossible. I'd say it's winnable just because you do have LP, you know, LP's so broken. An opponent doesn't have the LP version, he has the Ice Wiz version. So that's like one factor, I guess, but just think about it on paper. Minor Poison's whole purpose is to chip them out and go in a lot, but this guy has lots of easy counters to the Minor. You know, he has Knight, Ice Wizard. He can even go for tombstones like around the tower at some point if he wants to, and then he can pretty much just defend. And Dybala can't really poison on offense too much. I mean, eventually he will have to get tower damage, but then the opponent has a graveyard, which Dybala kind of needs the poison for. He has goblins, which is a great graveyard counter actually by themselves. And you might see that right now. No, we actually do see a poison by Dybala, as the tower is actually on the graveyard. And of course the graveyard still gets like 2 skeleton hits on tower, because no matter what, even if you poison it, that's still just going to happen. That's unfortunately how graveyard is as a card. As we do see what I was talking about there, the pre-tombstone on the tower by the opponent. That's a ton of poison value, honestly. I might take that if I was Dybala. I don't know. Actually going to have to defend, probably. Yeah, poison might have been a bit too aggressive. Does have his own Evo Knight, thankfully. Huge counter push by the opponent. Evo Knight, Baby Dragon, Ice Wiz, joined by a Barb Barrel. But all is going to be taken care of by the trusty Evo Knight protecting that Tesla. So we are heading into double, and the thing is, I feel like you kind of have to go same lane in this matchup as Minor Poison. I mean, I don't know for sure, but obviously that's what Dybala is choosing to do, which I guess is the right play, because he's the one who actually plays this deck, not me. But then the issue is Splashyard actually likes to go same lane. Like, they get a nice counter push, and they get to graveyard with it, so I feel like it's kind of sus to go same lane, even though you kind of have to as well, because that's kind of what Minor Poison does. First offensive poison down of the match by Dybala on that Ice Wizard. -1 trade, and probably going to invite a graveyard on offense right now. Yup, there it is. As we might see a set of goblins on defense, as Dybala does give the well played. Skeleton swarming the tower. Late log does come down, but not before like 600 or so damage comes down from the graveyard plus poison. Dybala is still in a comfortable 600 damage lead, but how comfortable can it really be when I feel like this matchup, as it progresses, it only does get worse for Dybala. I mean, he's literally playing an uphill battle. The opponent will eventually get a King Tower activation. Miner does come down, Miner poison, as we do not see a NATO actually, so nice Miner to the back there, getting a couple of hits. I guess the opponent did not really want to poison. Graveyard poison, as Dybala does not want to go for the poison on defense, which I don't know if he didn't have it or if he just didn't want to do it, but either way. Oh, this is really bad though. Wow, this is a huge counter push. We might have to see a poison on defense now. Yeah, we do. Really no choice by Dybala there, because that is so much stuff. That's double baby dragons. That's an Evo Knight, I think, so no real choice. Miner does come down. Oh, that log must have been a misplay. Misclick. Oh my god, that's like 500 damage bursting in. More even, like Graveyard is so broken at the right time. And just like that, the whole damage lead Dybala had kind of closed. That was a bit unfortunate that he misclicked that log. That kind of cost him quite a bit, because now he is in a fair amount of trouble. Tesla comes down, and we are heading into triple with a 300 damage lead. I think that's okay, that's doable, but it's not going to be easy. Poison on defense, yep, poison on defense does come out. Offensive poison as well, and we are probably going to see a couple skeleton hits come in, I think. Yeah, of course we do. As I said, even if you poison a graveyard, it's still getting damage. That's how ridiculous the card is. So Dybala's up by 4 damage right now. Still no King Tower activation by the opponent, which is really clutch. And Miner is getting some damage, which is huge. We might see another poison, or are we not? We do. But still, of course, two skeleton hits come down by the graveyard. Like, even if you poison it, it's so ridiculous. They still get hits. It's wild. Poison on offense as well. LP did have the 3-card cycle, but now it's going to go down, so the 3-card cycle is kind of gone. We're going to have to see a non-poison defense, yeah, by Dybala here. No choice, because like he has to poison on offense. But the skeletons come down. The RNG is insane, and I think that might be it. I mean, Dybala is down quite a bit of damage. He goes for another Miner, another poison probably. Yup, and then a late log is going to come down as well in this graveyard. No skeleton hits, but is he going to get it? Oh my god, wait. 1 HP. Oh, that's insane. Dybala lost by 1 HP. He is obviously frustrated. Alright guys, that is wild. He actually lost, and that was a pretty bad matchup too. That was actually kind of commendable by Dybala. I mean, that is not an easy matchup to play Splashyard into Miner Poison, I feel. Or Miner Poison into Splashyard, rather. I feel like you'd much rather play that from Splashyard side, but that might just be me. 1 HP though, that is so unfortunate. And the opponent does have Firecracker Poison. I have no idea what this is already. This does not look like any kind of meta deck except for maybe Hog EQ with Poison instead of Earthquake. I mean, that is a deck sometimes. Oh, Recruit. Wait. I think I know this guy. He's like this Korean guy. Wait, I can try and read his name a bit. I've actually been learning Korean. Although I don't want to embarrass myself on my YouTube video, but I will try and read that name later, I guess. I actually have been learning Korean in my university semester, guys. But, that's a pretty long name, honestly. I was able to read, like, what was it, New Jeans, as well as Aaron, a couple names on my friends earlier. Anyway, what I was saying, though, is that this Korean guy is actually kind of known. I've seen he plays, like, the wildest recruits deck with, like, double spells, I believe. I think he has a rocket in here, guys, if I'm not mistaken. Cannon card as well. So, like, I've seen lots of tweets made about this guy. Nice ability coming in. That's going to be a NATO, and Dybala gives the hog think, because what were you doing? Well played as well. Has to let the opponent know that he misplayed. And we're going to see another thing needed for this cannon card. Yeah, otherwise that would have locked on. But this is a very favorable position for Dybala, I feel. And this looks like a pretty manageable matchup, actually. This is not something I would ever wish on any Expo player, including myself. I would hate to go against this guy. I'm fairly certain, again, that he has a rocket in this deck. But as a Miner Poison player, I think you are pretty chilling if you get a matchup like this. Like, you just have to defend well. Poison plus Log does full counter the recruits. It's pretty much the same as Log Fireball, I guess. And that's a pretty decent play, honestly. Then LP, Ice Spirit, that should full counter the right side of recruits, as LP is going to charge up and really rev up. So yeah, pre-Tesla is going to catch this Miner, right? Yeah, nice pre-Tesla by the opponent. I have a feeling that well played was sarcastic, but that genuinely was well played. I will join Dybala with the GT emotes once more. And let's see what the opponent can really do here. I am quite certain his last card is a rocket. I've seen people tweet about this guy, like, how do you lose this matchup? But, yeah, I think he is, like, it's just a wild deck. What is this deck, man? It's ridiculous. Few minor hits coming in, pretty nice stuff. Poison Log gonna clear the 4 recruits. I guess that's gonna be Dybala's game plan here. And there's a Rocket Cycle. Look at that. He's playing Rocket. That's insane. What is this deck? Poison, Recruits, Rocket? Like, what are you doing? Minor does come down. Gonna be on the Tesla, unfortunately. Poison as well, though, to chip out and protect the LP, which is also protected by the Knight. Gonna make sure the cannon cart dies on the opponent's side of the map. Pretty good stuff. No offensive threat whatsoever by that cannon cart. And honestly, this looks really chill. Nice minor. As you can see, guys, a pretty common play with this deck as well. When you have like a low HP troop counter pushing like a minor, maybe even 3 goblins, or an LP rather, or 3 goblins, you can go minor to protect them and just get a counter push. Log does come down, logging the recruits and the firecracker. We're going to see a charge? No, we're not. We actually see a really clean defense, and for some reason, the opponent does decide to rocket the right. I don't know. Dybala's as confused as me. I don't know what that's all about, honestly. Like, he had more damage on the left. I guess he wants to go same lane, but I don't know. I'll join Dybala again in the GT emotes, letting the opponent, like, drown in GT emotes. And this game looks like it's over, honestly. Looking pretty good for Dybala right now. Goblins come down as well. And I don't really think there's anything that can really go wrong. He's going for the consistent log poison rather on the 4 recruits every time. I don't know why the opponent's not doing 3 and 3. I guess if he did 3 and 3, Dybala would poison log the right side, so that might be why he's like trying to force it out. But still, like, Dybala has no issue just going for that every time, and it looks like a very stress-free way of defending recruits. Honestly, I wish Expo had something like that. We do have Fireball log, but I mean it's not as easy as just playing it like this. You know, I feel like poison is much better than a Fireball against this stuff anyway. Huge push though, hold up, this is a lot of stuff. New log comes down, new knight, but the opponent is going to spam at the bridge. We're going to have to see a Tesla, I think. No, just goblins, wow. Clean defense by Dybala. And we are going to have to see a poison on defense, yes we do. Good NATO attempt by the opponent, but poison does cover all bases, and there's literally no hope for the opponent here. Like, this game is long over. There's no way, even with the double spell insanity of poison plus rocket, there is no way he's going to catch up in damage right now. New minor comes down, new poison should come down as well. As you guys can see, Venn diagrams of poisons are a pretty common trend with a deck like this. New minor again, new poison should come down as well. Like, this deck just cycles so fast with the 3-card cycle. Insane BM and ending with a Goblin Cry as always. Alright guys, it has been a couple days since the last recording, and now Dybala is really high on ladder. He's like 2800 plus, almost top 200 in the world, and so he's going to be playing a couple games. I texted him, I was like, dude, I was thinking I'll make a video with your games if you're okay with that, because I think it would be really entertaining. He was like, yeah, sure, that would be fun. And then I asked him if he wanted to play a couple more for the video, and he was like, yeah, sure. So we're getting it right now as we are getting into our match against a Japanese player. Again, he's above 2,800 rating points on Ultimate Champion now, so I think this is like top 250 or so. Really good stuff, though, regardless of where he is. Obviously managed to untilt. Poison on the LP. We're probably going to see another E-Giant matchup. Last time he destroyed it with Logbait. Let's see if he can destroy it with Minor Poison this time. I unfortunately only got 2 Logbait games. I would have loved to get more, because Dybala does like Logbait, and I feel like Logbait's a fun deck to watch. I mean, some people hate it, some people say it's toxic, but in this meta, it's not that good, so I do respect it. Nice LP and ability, gonna full defend this E-Giant. I think the reason Dybala did that, and the reason that he chose not to Tesla, is because the opponent was building up enough elixir for a Lightning. So say he went for a Tesla, Lightning would have gotten a lot of value on the Tesla plus tower. Dybala would not have been able to cycle back to one. So instead he was like, okay, knowing the situation, I'm going to just go LP ability and defend the E-Giant without going for a Tesla to prevent any kind of Lightning. Opponent obviously could have Lightning the LP plus Guardian, but then Dybala could have gone for a late Tesla, and that would have defended. Whereas if he went for a late LP and ability, would have been a bit more tricky to defend, I'd say. So that was really nice. I do like what Dybala did there. Very good stuff. Poison on the LP in the right. Looks like he's just going to poison the LP every single time, no matter which lane it comes down in. And might see a pre-Tesla right now. I feel like that's the best play against a bowler like this. Or maybe Minor in the right. Evo Knight in the right. Ooh, big punish maybe. As E-Giant does just kite that into the bowler though. But LP does come down. Going to see the same defense again. And probably a poison on the Mother Witch too. That's what I would do if I was Dybala. Yup, nice poison value. As LP's going to town. And that's going to be Goblins forced out and a couple E-Giant like damage. I don't know if that was E-Giant hits or reflection damage on the tower, but a bit of damage trickling in, but nothing that's too terrible. Nice Ice Spirit on the bowler. And opponent's actually kind of in the lead right now. Wow. but Dybala is going to switch lanes to the right. Miner at the tower, and then LP at the bridge, as well as Goblins following up, and ability. That is a huge push. Wow. And Poison as well. LP might get on tower right now. This is a big punish by Dybala right now. Like, this is solid stuff. And that... Wait, how did he get so much... Wait, I'm actually so confused. Was that LP on the tower the whole time, not the troops? Wait, that's insane. I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was just DPSing down the Knight and the Mother Witch, but I was wrong. Wow. That is crazy. Anyway, probably going to see a defensive Poison here on this LP plus Bowler. At least that's what I think should happen, but maybe not. Lightning, okay. Gonna see an LP and ability, I guess. Okay, pretty good stuff, actually. That's gonna work. As you can see, LP ability is clutch. And log as well. Only gonna be one E-Giant hit on tower. That was actually really clean. Like, about as clean as Dybala could have asked for. And that is going to be another nice defense. So, Bowler at the bridge, attempting to get some annoyance happening here, but not really gonna work out. Might see a King Tower activation with the NATO. No, we are not. Wait, does he even have it in cycle? I'm not sure. Either way, though, lots of minor damage coming in. Dybala is running away with this match right now. Poison on the Bowler plus Mother Witch, so that there's absolutely no counter push value at all in the left lane. Knight's going to force something out, I think. Maybe just Goblins. Yeah, Goblins should do the trick. And pre-cannon might just get poisoned, honestly. Minor poison maybe as well. Minor. No poison. Still going to be like 3 minor hits, so... Still value, honestly. That's a 3 for 3. Dybala still gets damaged. Like, I would take that any day. And now we're heading into triple. It looks like this match is not even close, honestly. Oh, I think that Tesla was a misclick. Probably was, right? Yeah, he is angry about that. But he can definitely cycle back to another one. I mean, he had the LP down. 3-card cycle. Yup, there it is. Might see a poison. Yes, we do. As you guys can see, this deck is kind of like rinse and repeat cookie cutter gameplay. Like, you go for a good defense. You minor when you have the right situation, right cycle. And worst case, if you are in trouble, you just poison on defense and you will probably get bailed out. Like, it is a very strong deck on defense especially. And now just poison cycle by Dybala. Just naked poison on the tower. And yeah, I think that he's going to win. Like, the opponent can only get 1 more lightning down in time. I don't think he can get 2. So he's going to go for 1 final E-Giant push. Tesla to snipe. Double Tesla hits plus log kills the LP. We might see a last second lightning, but it's not going to do anything. And Dybala can poison the tower. Actually, opponent knows that a lightning won't really do much. Well, maybe something, but no, Dybala does get nice defense, so not really that close. Very nice win by Dybala, as he's letting the GT emotes pour down. Opponent is laughing. Dybala is giving the cry. Will we see the Goblin cry to end it off, the patented end of Dybala's BM? And we don't. Wow. Alright guys, 2857, top 300 in the world now, against Hajime, one of the best players in the world, or former at least. He has like a number 1 on ladder, number 2 global tourney, as you guys saw from his ladder badges, so this is going to be a great match. Looks like he's playing Minor Mortar. This is a very common deck in the meta right now. It's sort of a variation on this Minor Poison deck. We have the Guards, which were newly buffed. We have the Evo Mortar, which is very strong, and the opponent, Hajime here, is playing the Cannoneer. First time we're seeing it in the video today, so... Cannoneer, kind of a strong option. I don't know how to feel about it against Minor. I feel like it's kind of a wash. I mean, it's worse against Goblins, worse against, like... I guess just Goblins. I mean, I guess it's better against Minor, better against Knight. Like, the DPS is crazy, as you can see. That's a lot of damage coming in. And, yeah, it's going to defend very nicely. I haven't actually tested these interactions, but I feel like, in my head, Cannoneer would be better against Minor than a Princess Tower. It's definitely better against a Knight. I've seen that with my own 2 eyes. Goblins do pick up the Minor. Very nice catch. And we're pretty much going to have a Minor mirror match. Although opponent has the Mortar, Dybala has the Tesla. It's practically a mirror. I mean, they both have the LP. I guess the biggest difference is... the opponent has Guards and Dybala has Goblins, and the opponent has Minions and Dybala has Knight. And I feel like, honestly, the Minions aren't going to do too much here. Like, they're good against a Minor on defense. They're decent on offense, I guess, like Minions Minor. But LP is such a strong and versatile card, it can definitely just kill Minions. Like, LP plus Ice Spirit. Right on cue right there, as I was about to say. LP plus Ice Spirit can take care of Minions, even if they're dealt with and tanked for by a Minor. Like, say Hajime goes, like, Minions Minor. All Dybala has to do is Ice Spirit LP. It'll defend both sides of the Minions and then the Minor as well. Minor Goblins by Dybala, good play because the Cannoneer has a slow hit speed, so he's definitely just abusing that. And right on cue, will we see that defense that I was talking about? Yup. Ice Spirit as well as... No LP needed, actually. Even just Ice Spirit is fine. And yeah, Dybala is in a nice, comfortable 1,300 damage lead right now. Poison on the LP. Pretty standard play. You never really want to let the LP get too much value. Tesla protected and blocked for by the Guards. Log comes down. Tesla is going to get on the Mortar. No, it's not, actually. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, nice. Goblins to take the Miner out. And Evo Mortar is going to be very strong. It's actually getting a lot of value right now, but Dybala did a pretty good job of controlling and defending, so it's not too bad. It's not the end of the world. You just have to watch out for the Evo Mortar pushes. Normal Mortars aren't really, like, a threat at all, but Evo Mortar can really be a big threat. And Dybala actually was going in the right. He's actually switching to same lane now, which I do like, because honestly, I feel like Dybala gets a nice counter push off of these defenses, and he can also, like, even poison the Mortars at some point, like poison Log, the Mortar plus Tower, sort of how you would do against an Expo as well. Like, it can be a pretty good play. So, Miner poisoned by Hajime here. Goblins do pick up the Miner as well as a Knight, and poison again on the LP. This is again the benefit of going same lane. Dybala gets the poison value on anything Hajime really plays, whether that's an LP, whether he goes Minions all in the back, whether he goes Mortar. Guards do pick up the Miner. No, they don't. Wow, that's wild. I thought they would. But 3 Miner hits coming down for Dybala's troubles. Poison on the LP, Log on the guards. Might see another Miner coming down by Hajime soon, but Dybala has honestly really good Miner like defenses and counters. Like Ice Spirit Goblins will perfectly counter. Ice Spirit Knight. Goblins preemptively can catch, as you can see right now. Yep, Ice Spirit and then Goblins. Good timing by Dybala, waiting for the Log to finish rolling before the Goblins get placed down so they don't just die to the Log. And Miner does get picked up by Hajime and does not get picked up by Dybala. So, bit of a better gameplay by Hajime in that one interaction, but still not really going to matter. I mean, I feel like Dybala has a bit of a faster cycle here. You know, Goblins instead of guards. And he's just pretty much running away with this. Like, he's been maintaining a nice damage lead. Miner on defense to tank for Hajime's Miner. Poison coming down on the other side too. Dybala is going to have this match in the bag against a very good player. Former CRL player, by the way. Hajime was like a top player. Like, he's played in CRL before many times. And Dybala's just going to get that win. So, he's BMing as well. He's BMing Hajime. That's wild. So, that's crazy. But that is pretty much going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this kind of unique, fun, special guest feature. It's not really like a specialist one where, you know, I bring like the best Logweight player in the world like Riley. I bring the best Expo players in the world like Titan or 7-4, I guess, back in the day. Maybe Hoggy Q like Ian. It's rather just Dybala is a pretty good friend of mine, and he's a very entertaining player to watch. Like, the BM there was probably fun for you guys too, right? So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you did, if you'd like to see more of these kind of special guest features. And follow Dybala. His Twitter is in the description below. You will not be disappointed. His tweets are pretty fun, and he's just generally an amusing person overall. So that's about it for the video, though, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.